Many of you may have heard that Nintendo recently won a $2 million lawsuit against emulation website ROMUniverse.com. If you haven't, well, Nintendo recently won a $2 million lawsuit against ROMUniverse. Pretty cut and dry stuff. ROMUniverse had pirated Nintendo games on its website and offered a premium subscription where someone could pay real money to get unlimited downloads. Nintendo took them to court, looking for $4.4 million, and sparing you the legal jargon, they ended up getting about $2.1 million. Nintendo is easily the most aggressive company when it comes to shutting down emulation and ROM sites, and has done this several times before, including receiving a $12 million settlement from a pair of sites back in 2018. Of course, many gamers think that this is absolutely ridiculous, that they go after these sites that host copies of 30-year-old games. And you can take solace in the fact, maybe, that Nintendo ain't getting $2 million from this guy. He's unemployed and broke as shit. But it is technically illegal. Now, apparently what's also illegal is dressing up like Mario and driving a go-kart around Tokyo. This is a story that you may not have heard about, and might show just how serious Nintendo is about protecting their brand. Late last year, after about 3 years of litigation that went all the way to Japan's highest court for intellectual property cases, Nintendo won a case against a go-kart company. The company Maricar, which, if you have Amazon Prime Video, James May's R-Man in Japan featured in a segment, offered people the chance to ride around the otaku paradise Akihabara in a go-kart dressed like various Nintendo characters. Just like that famous video game. Crash Team Racing. Sonic Team Racing. Mario Kart. Now, even if you hate Nintendo and their business practices, you can hopefully at least understand they're a video game company and they don't want people taking their video games, even if they are old and they've made enough fucking money off Mario 3 for Christ's sake, but whatever, it's their game. But this, they sued a company for letting people dress up like Mario and drive a go-kart, and won 50 million yen. It's the equivalent of about $460,000 US. Certainly a lot less than the penalty for ripping off their actual games, but still not a great result for a company that is heavily tourist-based. We'll get to that in a second, and whose income has dropped to effectively zero during the pandemic. But seriously, Nintendo? A few people dressed up like Mario and rode around in go-karts? What's really the problem here? Well, maybe this? From the Japan Times. Japanese police logged 50 accidents involving go-karters on Tokyo streets over 11-month period. 50! In less than a year! You might find this surprising if you know much about Japan's culture. A lot of people believe that Japanese people are fairly reserved and not overly emotional when it comes to many things, but they fucking hate these fucking go-karts. They drive around the actual streets of Tokyo, day and night, sharing the same roads that cars use. Imagine if, every day, your drive to or from work was impeded by some asshole dressed like Toad on a go-kart, fucking around on the roads, not paying attention. So anyway, Nintendo obviously felt this reflects badly on them. Once a week, on average, someone getting into an accident with a dumbass tourist wearing a Yoshi onesie. Maricar had actually began this whole process by winning a judgment from the patent office, saying that Maricar could at least continue using the name Maricar. But like Mario, Nintendo's lawyers had a few extra lives, I guess, and managed to keep playing until they won. Oh, and back to the locals hating this and it primarily being a tourist thing. After Maricar lost, they changed their name to Street Kart, got rid of the Mario costumes but still have Disney and Warner themed ones because that's who you want to fuck with next, and launched a crowdfunding effort to try and raise some money for the company. They raised about $100 US. Only $459,900 to go, right? You may think Nintendo are assholes for this, but the locals will see Nintendo as saviors here if this company finally does go under. They want us round-eye motherfuckers to keep our go-karts the fuck off their roads. In the meantime, it's a bit of a ways away, but maybe think twice before letting your kid dress up as Mario to go trick-or-treating this year. Miyamoto's bound to come by and take 3/4 of your kid's candy and slap you with a $1 million lawsuit for sticking a hat with an M on your kid's noggin. It's like that old saying, Either die the creator of Mario, or you'll live long enough to see yourself become Bowser.